The Fox and the Grapes, an Aesop Fables. This book is adapted by Ronnie Randall, illustrated by Louise Gardner. One warm summer's day, Red Fox went out into the forest. He was a handsome young fox and very proud of his thick red coat and fine bushy tail. He was strolling along the forest path looking for something to do when he spotted some fluffy little bunnies just coming out of their burrow. Perfect for chasing, thought Red Fox and scampered after them. But they were too fast for him. You can't catch us, they giggled as they darted away. Who cares about a bunch of silly bunnies, thought Red Fox. Rabbits are never any fun. I'll look for something else to chase. So Red Fox plodded slowly along the path until he spotted two bushy-tailed squirrels busily burying acorns. But the squirrels heard Red Fox and scampered quickly away before he could get near them. You can catch us, they chuckled as they pelted him with acorns. Oh, who cares about a couple of silly squirrels, thought Red Fox. If I had caught them, they would have given me nothing but trouble anyway. I'll find something else to do. So Red Fox continued until he came to the edge of the forest. I'd never been out in the big wide world, he thought. I'll bet I can have lots of fun out there. Red Fox strolled across the field until he came to a wide, dusty road. I wonder where this leads, he thought, so he decided to follow it. As he walked, Red Fox looked all around him. He saw some fuzzy field mice scurrying through the tall grass. And then, suddenly, he heard a loud rumbling and clattering that made the ground shake and his toes tingle. Red Fox was frightened. He never heard such a terrible noise before, and he wondered if the earth was going to swallow him up. But it was only a farmer's cart. As soon as it passed, everything was quiet again, and Red Fox went on his way. As Red Fox trudged along, the blazing sun beat down on his back. He soon grew hot and thirsty, and before long, his empty tummy began to rumble and grumble. I haven't eaten for hours, moaned Red Fox, and the hot sun and dusty road have made my mouth so dry. I wish I could find something sweet and juicy to eat. Suddenly, Red Fox smelled something wonderful. It was sweet and tempting, and it made his mouth water. He followed his nose across the road right to where the smell was coming from. Red Fox found himself in the garden of a tiny house. At the side of the house was a leafy grapevine with big bunches of ripe purple grapes hanging down. Red Fox couldn't believe his luck. Yum, yum, said Red Fox, licking his lips. Those grapes look so sweet and juicy. They're just what I need to quench my thirst and fill my empty tummy. I'll have to really stretch myself to reach those grapes, said Red Fox, but I'm sure I can do it. He stood under the grapevine and reached up as far as he could. He stretched and stretched and stretched. But even standing on the very tiptoes of his hind legs, Red Fox couldn't reach the grapes. Stretching won't work, grumbled Red Fox. I know, I'll just have to jump. So he jumped high into the air, but he still couldn't reach the grapes. Once again, Red Fox looked up at the grapes which hung just out of his reach. They looked more delicious than ever, and Red Fox knew he had to have some, no matter what it took. I must jump higher this time, he thought. So he leaped up into the air just as high as he could, but he still couldn't reach those plump, juicy grapes. Red Fox was tired with thirst and hunger, but he couldn't give up now. The grapes looked sweeter and juicier than ever. I'll try one more time, he said, and this time I'm sure to reach them. Red Fox reared back on his hind legs and sprang high into the air. But still, he could not reach those gorgeous grapes. Exhausted and miserable, Red Fox gave up last. With his head hanging down, he slowly slunk off down the hot, dusty road. Oh, who wants a bunch of silly grapes? He said. They were probably sour anyway. And hungrier and thirstier than ever, he trudged wearily back to the forest. The end. The moral of the story: it's easy to despise what you cannot have. Nothing comes easy without a hard work. So work hard and reach your goals. The Fox and the Grapes by Aesop Fables.